Hello, I'm John Shilt, and I'm an orthopedic physician assistant at Wake Forest Baptist Health. There are so many benefits to maintaining an active lifestyle. I'm a passionate runner myself, and over the years, I've completed over 15 Ironman events and multiple marathons. Today, I want to share a few tips I've learned along the way as you prepare for your upcoming events. We're going to talk about gear, nutrition, pacing, and how to stay motivated. First, let's talk about gear. One of the most important aspects of running is ensuring that you have a good pair of running shoes. Everyone's feet have a different shape. Some people have flat feet, some people have high arches. It is important that you purchase the correct pair of shoes that fits your feet. If you're unsure, we have our orthopedic and sports medicine experts that can help you. Second, it's important that you monitor the wear of your shoe. There are many rules of thumb about what mileage you should change your shoes. However, I like to monitor the tread of my shoes. Turn your shoe over, and if you see any excessive tread wear, it may be time to get a new pair. This is important to monitor because as the tread wears down, this exposes your foot, ankle, and ultimately your knee and hip to a different mechanical load, and this can lead to overuse injury. The second piece of gear, my most favorite, is socks. I like to choose a sock that has a compression component. Compression socks are a little different than normal socks as they have an elastic component to them. There's been a lot of research on the subject of compression socks and running, which has demonstrated improved oxygen delivery to the muscles, improved blood circulation to the heart, and improved recovery. However, I wear them for another added benefit of the compression, which creates a nice snug fit around my foot, which can help in preventing blisters as you stay consistent with your training and increase your miles. Pro tip: if you find any excessive rubbing around your toes, legs, armpits, you can put a small dab of sport lubricant in that area, which prevents skin irritation from rubbing. Lastly, I always use a run belt. The run belt that I like to use has multiple pockets so that I can carry my phone, keys, ID, and for my longer runs, nutrition. Pro tip: always carry a sandwich bag of flushable wet wipes. You never know when you're going to need them out there. Now, let's talk about nutrition. It's important before race day that you try your nutrition plan in training. Everyone's GI system is different, so it is important to experiment with foods and find out what works best for you. I personally like to use gels, and there are many on the market. For most of my runs, I do not use gels. The body stores energy we use to run in the form of glycogen. In between the amount we have stored within our muscles and liver, runs less than 90 minutes, most of us do not need any added carbohydrates, such as gels. Besides, we want to teach the body to use our own stores and encourage the body to adapt using our own fat for fuel, which will help with performance, and for many of us, lose weight. That being said, it's important to stay hydrated throughout the day, and for runs longer than 45 minutes, I usually carry water with me or make sure that there are water stops available on my run loop. For runs consisting over 90 minutes, I usually have a light snack such as fruit before my run. My favorite is banana with peanut butter, which I eat at least 45 minutes before I head out onto my run. I like to avoid foods that are fried, have a high fat content, or contain lots of sugar. Also, remember, too much fiber can also prove to be a problem. But if it is, this is why you carry your trusty bag of flushable toilet wipes. On race day, especially for races like a 5K, I do not eat much prior to the race. I feel much better racing on a relatively empty stomach, which allows me to push myself a little harder. I usually wake up at least 90 minutes before my race, and I have a cup of coffee to get my morning routine going. If I feel like I need something on my stomach, I occasionally have a gel about 45 to 60 minutes before my race. If you were to have a large breakfast before a race, your food will not be digested normally. Remember, during your race, the blood flow is being directed towards your working muscles and away from your stomach. This shunting of blood away from your stomach can lead to GI distress like cramping, side stitches, or even worse, feeling nauseated. Let's move on to pacing. When I first started running, it was really easy to jump the gun and run at an above average pace for my current fitness level. This can lead to frustration as it may require you to stop and catch your breath, or could even lead to an injury over time. In general, I encourage most people to slow down. Think about a brisk walk and how you can hold a conversation. Likewise, for most of your training runs, your heart rate should be low enough so that you can hold a conversation as well. This ensures that you're not overdoing it, which can lead to overuse injuries, which require you to stop running and lose that important training consistency. Pro tip: speed workouts should make up no more than 10% of your total weekly run volume. Prior to training and racing, most of us learned many years ago in grade school to stretch prior to working out. Today, research indicates that static stretching is not best for runners. Instead, dynamic warm-ups prepare your muscles more properly. Perform each of these moves 10 times before your run. Number 1, knee ups. Number 2, leg extension stretch. Number 3, leg flexion stretch. Number 4, hip extensor stretch. Number 5, lunges. On race day, it can be very easy to go out too fast with all the excitement and big crowds that come with starting lines. Make sure you do not exceed your intended pace by more than 5%. For example, if your goal race pace is 9:30, you do not want to start out at a 9-minute mile. That would exceed 5%. On race day, this pace will feel incredibly slow in the beginning, but don't worry, that same pace will feel much harder later in the race. Remember, you want your pace to stay consistent and you want to avoid surging. Pro tip: aim to negative split your race. This means you run the second half faster than the first half. If you go out too hard, this will be very difficult to do. Lastly, let's talk about tips to stay focused and motivated. Let's be honest, there are times when you just don't feel like getting out there. Finding a local running group is the easiest way to stay motivated. Training groups help you stay consistent, as well as make each workout fun and social. However, on days when you don't have a group, I have found it very helpful to create a playlist of my favorite songs. This helps take my mind off what I didn't feel like doing and create that positive vibe. Occasionally, when I'm not in the mood to listen to music, I have some preloaded audiobooks on backup. Remember, it is important to keep your training fun, but also create a schedule that you can consistently complete week in and week out, no matter what stressors may arise in your day. Avoid overdoing it and consider cross-training into your routine to supplement your running. It is very important to listen to your body, especially when you begin to feel aches and pains. There is a difference between soreness and injury. If your pain or ache persists even after a day or two of rest, it is important to get an appointment to come in and see one of our orthopedic and sports medicine experts. Remember, about 70% of runners will likely experience an injury at some point in their life, so make sure to get in and get it evaluated sooner than later. For an appointment with one of our orthopedic and sports medicine experts, please call 336-716-WAKE. That's 336-716-9253. Or visit us online at wakehealth.edu and search sports medicine.